All right, guys, let me know that you can hear me. I'm here on my own today, so we can do the questions with the second screen. I just had to set the second screen up. Right, okay. Let me just see some of these questions that are coming in that have been here from before I came on. Okay, Jack, license code problem. Send an email to, I'll give you an email address to send to. I'll get it sorted straight after the webinar. Here we go. That will come through to me, Jack, and you can get that sorted this morning. It's morning time, my time here. I know in America it's evening or something. Hold on. Let's see. Damn it. There we go. There you go. Send that through to me, Jack. I'll get you sorted as soon as the webinar's finished. When can? Okay, let's see. When can you hear and see the screens? Okay, fine. David had to reinstall Windows. Don't have a license code. Okay, let me just copy that email address again. I'll make this public for everybody, but don't send emails to me unless you really need something if you're not getting help and support, okay? I've got my daughter doing support now with LOL. We changed the team over, so she's still learning stuff, but she does understand the licensing and stuff like that, but she has a second job as well, so we're really reliant on LOL quite a lot. Replays available? Yes, always, Alberto. Every time we do a webinar, the first thing I do is when I start the broadcast, I start recording as well. Webinars replays will be inside the members area. I will do a separate blog post on anthonyhayes.me blog so that you can find them there as well. Okay, so there'll be a couple of places where you can find them. But all the webinars done up to now should be in the member area. So if you go to videosyndarfa.com/downloads, then you can see some tabs at the top where you can see for training, courses, webinars and stuff like that. You can get everything there. Let me see, Lawrence, I'm guessing that you're looking at the competition analyzer. Now, something I wanted to touch on about, niches and stuff like that, but we're going to go into that much deeper. For niche selection, how to make money with YouTube. You have a tool. If you purchase Video Synd Alpha, you have a tool that you probably don't realize the stuff you can do with. And so what I want to do is to create a lot of training about different strategies using just the Alpha tools. You've got no idea the stuff you could do here. It's not just the SEO stuff. You've got a huge amount of information at the click of a button. Okay, you can research niches, you can reverse engineer other people's channels, you can find, what kind of niches work best for backlinks and what work best for social metrics and stuff like that. You can see, in real time what's happening with some of these niches. You can see in some of these really high traffic niches that there's not really that much backlinks happening, okay? But when you look at the social shares, you can see the social shares are pretty decent. Now, I did one last night, for example. What was it called? I found a site called ranker.com, okay? And it basically tells you the most popular things like documentaries and stuff like that, TV shows and stuff like that, based on a keyword. So I put in there for documentaries. And there was one came up, it was called Unsolved Mysteries. Okay, let's see. Unsolved Mysteries, and I think I did something like 50 searches. I'm not going to do 50, I'll just do, say, 15 here, 16, and I'll start the analysis. And when you see how much views these kind of niches get, it's just astonishing, and there's very few backlinks needed. So I want to get into that kind of stuff, showing you how you can monetize using tools like Video Synd Alpha, how you can go beyond just the SEO stuff, and look at the marketing stuff and how we make money and how do we drive traffic and how do we build email lists and how do we, get people into a situation where you can retarget them, where you can send them push notifications, all that kind of stuff you need to be getting into apart from just the SEO, okay? So my job really, apart from building these tools and making sure that my coder maintains them, and John is helping in the background as well with the Facebook admin and stuff like that, my job really is to take your knowledge of marketing to another level so that you can really start to make money, that you can start to build lists, that you can start to build niche sites that you can go and sell, or you can monetize yourself, things like that, okay? Stephen, indexes, how do we get them, how much and how many do we need? Stephen, if you go into the settings over here, and we go into indexer tab at the top, it's the last one here. Link indexer was a special offer by Joshua last week. I'm not even sure that one is still open. What I will do is I will talk to Joshua today, and I will get him to give me the link, and we'll put it inside the members area in a banner or something like that, okay? Failing that, I'll put it onto my own blog, right, and I'll get the link. I use indexification. I also got link indexer. You can get them really cheap. I think Joshua was doing like $47 one time, which is really cheap for indexing. I like to use indexification along with it, so I've got two at one time. I think I pay something like $19 a month for indexification. But if you get link indexer from Joshua, then you've got lifetime there. You don't have to pay monthly, okay? John, is this a live webinar or a replay? Well, I think me reading out your question proves it's a live webinar. Okay. There will be replays of every webinar. Okay. Thinking of purchasing, I think it can rank my videos very good. Patrick, it can rank your videos, but we need to take it a step further. It's not just a ranking tool. We need to be able to use it properly so that we can pick niches properly, we can monetize, we can list build, we can basically take things to another level beyond SEO. You know, for years and years, I was doing SEO since 2006, and it wasn't until about 2009 before I really started to focus on marketing, apart, you know, not just the ranking on page one. That was, you know, very, very easy to do, but I could do it for really serious keywords at that time. When things started to change with the economy and stuff, I had to move from my business, which was a recruitment agency, and that we were ranking for, you know, very, very serious keywords. We had very, very high traffic website. Even just the AdSense on that website was $4,000 a month, but that wasn't the purpose of it. At that point, I started to understand or started to learn about marketing. SEO and marketing, although related, are two entirely different things. Ranking on page one is one thing, but conversion, monetization, bringing those customers back, that traffic back, that is all about marketing. We need to know how, you know, about the quality of the content, not just the backlinking. We need to know about retargeting as well. Now, to me, that is part of SEO. Although it's not, you know, it's not SEO, but it really is part of SEO, because if you're going to drive traffic, you want to be able to get them back, okay? And that's what a good marketer would do. So how do you differentiate it when you're doing SEO for the purpose of getting traffic? Right, so you know, I want to be able to teach you this kind of basic stuff for list building, for sending push notifications, for getting people's telephone numbers, and for building niche sites, for being able to generate affiliate commissions, and be able to flip sites if that's what you choose to do. All that stuff combined will make you a better marketer. Okay, it's not just about page one, because if you've got page one and you've got, you know, you've got no clients for your local videos, or you've got no conversions, although you're getting traffic, then it's not really that much good to you. You've just really got an expensive hobby. So that's what we're going to start to do in the next, from this week, some point of this week, we will start that, okay? Lawrence, you need to massively promote life-saving pure oxygen. Yeah, you could do very well with Video Synd Alpha. Put a marketing plan in place first, okay, before you start to think about driving traffic. That's the first thing we need to do. How are you going to monetize it? Is it going to be a website? Is it going to be a landing page? Are you going to be list building? All that stuff, very, very, very important, okay? Before you start driving traffic, have a plan in place before you start driving traffic. Right, let's see. Patrick saying, how come my screen is missing much of what you're showing on yours? All you should be able to see right now is Video Synd Alpha opened. at the indexer tab. I'll move it just now to the competition analyzer. Let me know if you can see that, Patrick. And that's really just the one browser that you can see. Okay, so you can see everything. Right, okay. So before we sort of get into more Q&A and covering other stuff, I want to remind people that we have got some webinars, training webinars, that is beyond SEO. Okay, it's related to SEO, but it's aimed at helping you to discover high-value keywords, how to monetize those keywords, how to drive traffic with those keywords, okay, how to build assets online with those keywords. So the first one is going to be called niche ripping, okay. The second one is going to be called YouTube mini scraping, right. It's not a very sexy name, this one, but believe me, that's a very, very, very important strategy that has worked for me multiple times, okay. I've taken somebody else's work and basically cut it down into action points. It obviously took them a long time to create that work, and I've cut it down into action points and been able to build an email list of 2,000 people within about 4 months, I think now. Within the first 3 weeks, it was 1,200. The conversion started to drop after that because it's the same people come back into the site, etc. But I managed to do in the first 3 weeks definitely 1,200 people with a conversion rate of 29%. Okay, this is marketing stuff. This is stuff that you really need to be able to use to complement your SEO skills and the tools for backlinking and all that. Because if you're spending money on backlinking tools, on captures, on proxies, or buying backlinks, or building PBNs and stuff like that, you still need to have your marketing elements in place so that you can maximize that. Okay, otherwise it's just a hobby, guys. I mean, you don't want to be spending money in a hobby like this because it never ends. Every time you open an email, there's another 5 offers and there's always one of them that make you want to spend money. Okay, so try and think ahead of, try and think beyond the SEO stuff and really start to think about the marketing stuff now, which is my job now that I've got some new people in and plus the old people to start going through these kinds of strategies that we can cover a lot of stuff that will be really helpful to you. Okay, let me just share this link. And the purpose of sharing this link is that it will, if you come down here to where it says register here, you can register one time for both webinars. They are free webinars, okay? It's not costing you anything, pardon me. So here is the link for that Google slide. When you open the Google slide, come down here, click on the register here, and you can get that training for free, okay? Just click on here, click on that, and the link will open. Can't remember what date we got for this. Yeah, we got June 19th and we got June 26th, okay? So the first one will be niche ripping, the second one will be the YouTube mini scraping. Now YouTube mini scraping, what is that all about? Well, this is serious stuff. I mean, serious stuff. Remember I mentioned the unsolved mysteries? Look at the volumes of views from this niche. Just have a look at the volumes. This has got 9.7 million. This one, it's sitting there number 5 for that keyword. 9.7 million, 1 million, 3.3 million, 3.4 million, 5.2 million. Okay. Now, what's astonishing about this is when we come over here and we're looking at how many backlinks they've got, it's really not that many. Like the one that's sitting there number one for that keyword is 271 backlinks, which is, when you look at the social shares, then you start to get a sort of better picture of why they're ranking. It's like Justin Saudi had touched on the other day with his video ads ranking in Google, and the reason is the interactivity, the views, the engagement, okay? And you can see with all these social shares, that is an indication of interaction, of engagement, okay? And it's not just about the backlinks. And we can do a lot of damage in niches like this because with those kind of views, if we can send those people over to landing pages, or if we can get people to opt in right inside YouTube, from a link inside YouTube, then we can do a lot with that list. We can be retargeting. We can get people onto notifications for the desktop, for the mobile apps. We can get people on an email list, and it's not that hard to keep bringing that traffic in every time you put a new video on there, and you don't even need your own video. Okay. Let's just see, register link is not clickable. Let me just see, I don't know why that is, but I'll get it for you. Descripting, share, copy registration link. Okay, let me just do this one again. I don't know what happened there. Let's remove that. Okay, try it now. It's got the new link. I'll put it into the chat box as well. Let's put this in here. Okay, so it's in the chat box, and I've updated it inside the Google Doc as well. So you should be able to register now. Let me know. Yeah, Ganti, I know it says about 3 in the morning. Don't worry about it. It will change to about this time. I just haven't got around to it yet. So don't worry about that. We normally we will just set something up quickly with the date, and we haven't changed it. I'll change it after the webinar. It will be around 6 or 8 p.m. Eastern time. Right, let me see what else we've got in here. Okay, most of the stuff is about the links. Where do we get these tools? I'm presuming you're talking about, are you talking about the marketing stuff or the notifications and retargeting and things? Some tools we have, and some tools, you know, you can easily find on places like JVZoo and Warrior Forum, quite low cost. I'll cover that when we're going through the webinars. I'll cover what to get and where, what I think is the best value. Okay. Can anybody please let me know that the link's working now? Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Robert. Thanks. I don't know how to pronounce your name. HHE Ostendorf. Right. Okay. So, and anybody get any questions right now about Video Synd Alpha? You got anything that you're not sure of? You got anything that you want me to cover about Video Synd Alpha? You want me to talk about niche ripping? We're not ready for that one yet, Lawrence. It's going to be on the 19th. We'll cover that, and we'll cover that in quite a lot of depth. It will be a 2-hour webinar. Doug, you're having trouble with tour capture. Is that trouble getting your balance to show up, or is it trouble that it's not working well when you're doing some account creation and posting? Video Synd, S-Y-N-D, Synd for short for syndication, Patrick. Okay. Link for mini scraping webinar. It's in the chat box and it's in the Google Doc as well. Okay. Go into the go into the chat box. You will see links to the webinar. You will see links to the Google Doc. Sorry, I'm just reading some. Can you explain the competition score on the search I just did? I got 39%. Does that mean hard? I'm guessing you're talking about the competition analyzer, Scott. So we've made it very, very simple. Okay, you can see competition score 100% here, and it's red. Red is like another keyword tool where we get red, green, and yellow. Okay, what you will see up here as well, it will tell you the average views, likes, dislikes, comments. This can be useful. I mean, look, it tells you in an instant, basically, that the average views for this particular keyword is 2 million. Yeah, that's from that top 16 results. The average views is 2 million. That's, I mean, a significant traffic, high traffic niche. How do we break into it? We will cover that in the niche ripping webinar. There's multiple things we can do, but I need some tweaks done to this particular tool so that we can make that happen even easier, which we will be working on this week probably. Long before the 19th it should be in here, so that it's nice and ready for us, and we can do multiple searches and keep multiple tabs at the top with the searches open as well, because this one search is not user-friendly as far as I'm concerned, because if I want to dig into a niche, maybe I want to pull up the top 8 Google-related searches. So if I do a search in Google, for example, at the bottom you'll always see related searches. Now I want to have, like, for one click for a keyword, to pull in those 8 related terms from Google and create another 8 tabs and go and do the competition analysis in there. So there's more to happen with the competition analyzer. It's not a new tool. It's built on an older tool that we used to have, but there's some things missing from what we had in the older tool, and I want to get them back so that we can do that and add some new stuff as well. So most of the training for that is going to come with the niche ripping webinar, and we're going to show you as well on that webinar a plugin that's just been created, not by me, that will create silos and websites based on, you know, very, very easy to do strategies that I will be teaching on that webinar. Lawrence, it's just one registration for both, okay? You can see that you're registered for 2 webinars, okay? The first one is going to be niche ripping, second one is going to be the mini scraping, okay? So that one registration will have you registered for both. GoToWebinar doesn't let me change the titles for individual webinars within the series, yeah? So when one is finished, then I can change the title. I can't do anything until we've completed the niche ripping webinar to change the title for the mini scraping, okay? Okay, Stepik wants to do quick step 1, step 2, step 3 when you want to upload a video. So if a new person comes along, she will be able to follow these steps and get a video uploaded. Okay, easy. Right now, okay, we'll come over to Video Synd Alpha tab. When we come into Video Synd Alpha tab, what you want to do is you want to start a new project. So you use this button up here. It says New Project. Click on that, give it a name or number. Okay, I'm going to call this one, say for example, niche ripping. Actually, let's stick to stuff I've got. It's just more congruent. So say I want to do some backlinking for Dentist London website. Okay, so I'm going to click on here to add that project. Okay, and when I come down, you can see I've got my Dentist London campaign. What's important is that in every single campaign that you create or project that you create, you've got 4 tabs at the top. Okay, one for adding videos, one for adding new accounts. This one will show the upload results, and this one will give you options for your backlinking. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to basically add the video first. So when I click on here to add, you can see in here it's asking for a title, it's asking for a description, it's asking for a category, it's asking for keywords, it's asking for the video to be uploaded, it's asking if you want to use a thumbnail. Okay, the outro folder is up to you if you want to put a sort of end slide. I gave you about 40 different call to action end slides to attach to the end of your videos. This is where you can use those, okay? And you can also put in your location in here. I'm not sure if this is in every single version of Video Synd Alpha, but you can see I've got it in here. I think this is on the new upgrades that we've just done. Anyway, look, the important thing about this is it's not asking for anything that YouTube does not ask for. If you're looking at this and you're thinking this looks confusing, well then when you go into YouTube to upload a video, you must think that's confusing too. Because does YouTube ask you for a title? Yeah, it does. Does it ask you for a description? Yeah, it does. Does it ask you for keywords and category? Yeah. Okay, does it give you option to add a thumbnail? Yes. The outro folder doesn't, but it will ask you for location as well. All of this stuff, apart from the outros, are inside YouTube. Okay, there's nothing different in here that is not in YouTube apart from that outro folder. Okay, that's just if you want to put a call to action at the end of your video saying subscribe to my channel, for example. Okay, so there's nothing hard there at all. So if I want to do a campaign, what I normally do is I will come in first and I will do the tube linkers. Okay, you can see I've actually done one in here, and basically it's the same premise. Okay, so I've got in here I can add titles and stuff. So let's go through it from the beginning. Let's start with the new project in here. Hold on a second. Okay, let me add a new video in here. So I'm going to call this one Dentist. Okay, and I'll call it Dentist London actually, since that's what I've got. Now what's important with this, because I'm using these for backlinks, this is not my money URL. I do not want to over optimize here. I want to keep this as simple as possible. Okay, I want to keep this really simple. I don't want to make it hard. I'm just creating backlinks. Because of that, I'm not going to put in a huge description. I don't want to optimize my money URL. Okay, I want to use this just to build relevant backlinks. So if there's 100 videos on YouTube about London dentists covering things like orthodontists and all that kind of stuff, then that's good enough for me. I've created those backlinks using different channels and stuff away from my main YouTube channel. Okay, but I don't want those videos to outrank my money URL. So we do not need to optimize, over-optimize. We do not need huge descriptions for these. It's for backlinking purposes only. Okay, only for backlinking purposes. So if I want to add the video, then I come up here and I choose video. Okay, I've got one video here for dentist. If I want to add a thumbnail, I can do that. And if I want to add some outros, I can do that as well. I'm not going to do that right now because I just want to show you very quickly how we can set this up. Okay, so I can just quickly click on add in here. Now what's important is with the description and the titles, we can put some spin tags in here. Okay, so I'm just going to add this quickly and I'll come back and edit it in a second, because in the Video Synd Alpha tab I've actually got one that's already got some spin tags. So just to save some time, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab this spin tags. If you don't know what spin tags is, you can see here we've got the sort of curly bracket at the beginning. You put in a keyword, you put in the pipe character, no spaces in between, put in some other keywords, etc., and end with the curly bracket. That will rotate between all of those keyword phrases each time. Okay, there's a lot of questions coming in. Guys, I'll get to them as soon as possible for the questions. So what I do in here is I'm just going to swipe this and come back over to my YouTube link host. I like to do the YouTube link host first, and it's important for me to do that first this way, and I'll explain why in just a second. Okay, so I'm just going to put, for the purpose of demonstration, I'm going to put in just exactly the same spin tags in the title and description. Okay, I've got a video. I'm not using any thumbnails or outros, but I can put in a location here. I'll put in Pattaya. Then I put what Pattaya for his London dentist. Let's put in, let's put Chelsea, London. There we go. It's even got the postcode there for me. Okay, so I can geo-target that. So when I start to upload this, I need to put in a money URL. Now the money URL, if we're using YouTube like this as a first tier linking, for the money URL, what we want to do is to put a link ideally to a landing page. You can use a money URL being another video, maybe a live stream video, for example. I don't really like to do that. I like to send people to a landing page. The reason is I want to get them off YouTube. When I get them off YouTube, I can get them to give me an email. I can get them to give me a telephone number for SMS. I can get them to sign up for push notifications. I can get them retargeted as well. I can't do any of that from inside YouTube. Okay, I cannot do any of that. I need them to take an extra step for me to be able to get those marketing elements in action. Okay, I want those marketing elements in action. If, for example, you're doing it for an affiliate offer, then you could do that, but you're wasting traffic as well. It's always better to put what we call a bridge page, okay, where you've just got a very, very simple opt-in, or at least if you're a little bit more advanced, what you can do is you can send them to a page that will automatically redirect, but before it redirects, it's going to grab the cookies for retargeting. Okay, that's getting into really advanced stuff, but that we will cover maybe in about 2 or 3 months. But for now, what I want to do is I want to send them over to a landing page. So say, for example, I've got a squeeze page where I want to give away a free report for about kids dentistry, or I want to send them to get opening times. That would be a good one to do. Click on here to find out opening times, to make an appointment, that kind of thing. At least I get them onto the website. I get them outside of YouTube where I can ask them for an email, I can ask them for a telephone number, for SMS, I can get them push notifications, and I'm definitely going to get them retargeted. Okay, they will get retargeting pixels added to their computer. That way you can run special offers. For local businesses, that is really hugely important. Okay, so if you've got people on a push notification system, whether it's from SMS, from desktop browser, or whatever, when you've got if you're a restaurant, for example, and you've got a special happening on Wednesday, like a special evening, maybe you're doing a sort of French theme, or you're doing a Caribbean theme, or whatever your restaurant is doing, or you got special offers like 20% discount on a Monday night or something, then that's when these push notifications really become very, very important. Okay, now there's a whole bunch of businesses that will use Facebook advertising for that kind of thing, but if you're getting those people coming into your site, why not try and get them into these push notifications and make a list of that kind of thing that you can just send? And it does work. I mean, I've seen it working really, really successfully in London, where, you know, even just with the SMS marketing, they were increasing their sales by 200% just by doing this kind of stuff, okay, on a Monday night special, or Tuesday night, or whatever it might be. They're just getting a huge amount of people who are sitting at work in an office, for example, thinking, okay, what should we eat tonight, or whatever, and then they get this notification saying, like, it's 20% off at this restaurant. It works, okay, it just plain works. It's marketing. This is why we do SEO, so that we can get the benefits of that traffic, because we've got our marketing elements in place, okay. So anyways, if I'm going to put a URL in here, I'm going to put in a URL for a website that will give them more information. It has to be something that will get them to go there, okay. So you need to think about the marketing elements here before you send the traffic, okay. So what can we do? We can have a page for a dentist, for example, that would show the opening times, that they can make an appointment actually online, that they could get some information about, you know, costs and prices and stuff, which a lot of people want to know. How much is this going to cost me to go to this dentist, for example? You can put all that kind of information in a YouTube video, right? And you could be syndicating that video using Video Send Alpha with the links going back to a landing page. So I would put in here a money URL, and then it's simply a matter of choosing your hold on a second, my dog barking downstairs really distracted me there. I'll just delete these here. So what I want to do then, once I've got this set up, is I want to send this out to my YouTube channels, okay? Now you can see in here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 channels within this Gmail account, okay? Now what we used to do was we would click on this, and we would click on the clone button, and then I would go and choose channel number 2, okay? We don't do that anymore. We've got a better way now. Okay, I'm just going to delete that so that I've got just one here. So what we can do is just checkbox the Gmail, the top one, and we can click on expand, okay? And you can see those 8 channels, these multi-channels already show up automatically, right? Now this is hugely important for me because it's a time saver. I don't have to sit and click through one by one by one. This is even more important when you've got a Gmail account that's got maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 channels within that Gmail account. We can have up to 50 YouTube channels with one Gmail account, okay? So then all I need to do is start uploading the video, okay? And let that run. Then what I'm going to do is come over to the Video Send Alpha tab over here, okay? Now when we're in the Video Send Alpha tab, we can choose up here with the money URL to import the successfully posted videos from YouTube. So I'm going to click on that. Let me just see. YouTube link goes. It's uploading video. I'm waiting for more. So when this is finished, when it's finished uploading, what we can do is we can choose to import the successful URLs posted from YouTube link row. So therefore what I'm going to be doing in here, when I come into my accounts, if I clear this so you can see exactly how to do it, when I come into the account section for a particular project, right, all I need to do is click on the import button, and all the accounts that I've created to date will be there. Click on import, and here it's pulled in all the relevant accounts for that particular tab, which is things like Dailymotion, VO, Vimeo, etc. Okay, I've got 110 accounts. I don't need huge amounts of video sharing site accounts. More is happening in the background. Okay, much more is happening in the background. So I come over to my options and make sure it's going to ping all the URLs after uploading. It's going to index all the URLs. Pardon me. It will make a link reel, and this one is very important. It will auto spin the videos before uploading. What that means is it will change the video size in between every upload. Okay, it will change it just very slightly. Okay, every video is, you know, a certain amount of size. What it will do is it will change, make it 1 or 2 bytes bigger or smaller or something like that, but it will go in sort of consecutive order so that every single one of them is a different size. Okay, then I can choose to use my long tail alpha keywords. Okay, if you don't know what long tail alpha is, then you need to watch the video because this is a really powerful strategy. Okay, you can see here that if I make a combination of column 1, column 2, and column 3, then when I look at the previews down here, you can see that it's taking one there's taken one sort of modifier from column 1, it's taken one keyword from column 2, and it's taken one location here from column 3. So when I look at the preview, it's got reviews for pediodontist in Notting Hill. Okay, you can use this to create commercial intent keywords quite easily. Okay, and we covered this in the last webinar a little bit as well, so I don't want to keep repeating myself for people who have been on all of the webinars. But if you look inside the members area, there's a video showing how to set this up. Okay, now I've got all this set up. I've got highly relevant commercial intent keywords, keyword phrases, because these combinations will be transferred over to the Video Synd Alpha tab if I choose this option here. Okay, when you've got these set up, you can choose the option, the campaign that you want to work on. Okay, and we can also auto social bookmark. Okay, in the bookmarks tab, it's got its own social bookmark account creator that works exactly the same as this one here. And we can use this. Okay, we can use this to automatically bookmark all of these videos that's going to get uploaded. Okay, so then when I come into this section here, I've got my options set up, I've chosen my accounts, I've got my video here. Hold on a second. I've got my video here set up. All I need to do is choose the money URL. Ideally, we want to pull it in from YouTube. Okay, so what I want to do is wait for this one to finish. Let me see what's going on here. Bear with me a second, guys. There should be more videos being uploaded. And it should be showing the video URL in here as well. There's two ways that we can use the tube link. Actually, let me show you the second way. I'm not sure why that's happening because I've got all of these checkboxed. I might have a little bug in here for the tube link post, but if it is, it will be fixed today because it's too important not to have. So I'll get it fixed today, but that's the first time that's happened. All right, so what we can do, if you get something like this happening with tube link post, we can also do this from the Video Synd Alpha tab. All we need to do is put a username and a password inside the accounts area. So if I come back down to the bottom down here, and I go into the accounts, then I've got a fresh new project. When I go into the accounts, and here you can see this little green button, it says add, and you can see that we can add accounts for different sites, Dailymotion, Vimeo, Veo. Some of these that we cannot create automated accounts. Okay, so you can, if you want to, it's a little bit like Hydravid where you add manually. Okay, you can do that, but even better is that it will pull in the multi-channels as well. So all I need to do is put a username and a password in here, and it's going to look something like, hold on a second, let me find one, because I was working on this the other day. It will look something like this. Okay, just take that one off, delete, all it is. So when you've logged in with YouTube and you've got a multi-channel, it's going to look something like this, and we can simply expand that again as well. Okay, and the reason to use this part for a campaign is if you want to do the multi-channels and stuff and you want to use some extra options for automated bookmarking and stuff like that, but you cannot import from this one. You cannot import from this one to, it's already pulled in the videos in here, you see that? It's already pulled in the campaigns individually. You cannot import this into the Video Synd Alpha tab for another kind of run. So if I did a new project after this where I wanted to pull in all the results from here, it's not going to work. What I can do though is when I'm in the results, I can click on the send to, and I can send them to Web2 embeds, network embeds and stuff like that. I've got a feeling I'm confusing people. Let me just see if we've got some questions right now. How about IFTTT? I covered that in the tutorial videos. What you need to do is you need to get IFTTT accounts, Thomas. And you come over here, use the one that says fan page Synd. This week it's going to be, we'll be changing out the other two. Okay, there's 3 tabs here for IFTTT. I'm going to create just one tab that says IFTTT, and at the top there will be 3 strategies, okay, so we can cut down on some of these tabs in here. Now, if you're using fan page syndication, for example, you put username and password for IFTTT account, okay, and it will create some what they call recipes. What you need to do with your IFTTT account is go into that account, log in, and when you're logged in, you want to activate YouTube and you want to activate Facebook and Facebook fan pages. Okay, you need to do that. You need to go inside IFTTT to do that. Let me just quickly jump over there. The other day I was trying to show you this, but the site was down. So if I go into, let's see, let's go into channels in here. When you log into IFTTT, you go to where it says channels. This does not mean YouTube channels. They call all of these websites channels. Okay, they've got 317 websites they're working with. When you get into connected channels, you can see here I've got activated Blogger, Tumblr, WordPress, LinkedIn, etc., etc. Now, what you want to do is you want to go into the initial all channels area, and you can simply do a search in here. I'll show my microphone down there. Say, for example, YouTube, and then you click on YouTube, and it will open up. Now, because mine is already connected, I'm not going to connect it again, but if you're logged into a YouTube account, a YouTube channel, then you just simply click on the button here that will say connect, okay, and that way it will connect to the YouTube channel that you want, okay. Just make sure that's the one that you're logged into at the time, and the same with Facebook as well. It's just the same thing. Just type in Facebook, and you can see there's 2 options. You need to attach or activate a Facebook account and then choose a Facebook fan page to work with, okay? And you do that inside IFTTT. Then you come over to Video Synd Alpha, put username and password for your IFTTT account. If you want to add some links in here, you can do that. I generally would say don't, okay? Just, you don't need this. It's just really, really not needed. I was, at the time I created that as part of a strategy, I was trying to get around the fact that we cannot use spin tags. But sort of looking back in hindsight, I don't think it's that important. I really don't. You can use this HTML area for other things as well, though. You know, if you want to put outbound links and you want to put inbound links, so you can put that. You can put links to things like Facebook fan pages, to YouTube channel homepages and stuff like that, if that's what you want to do. But generally, I don't use this anymore. This part, I just put in username, password, click on Start Creating Recipes, and that's it. Okay, username, password, start creating recipes. Okay, username, password, click one button basically. It's not hard to do. Everything is set up once you have activated your YouTube account and your Facebook account, okay? That's how the IFTTT works. In the tutorial area, you can see it in action as well. I just don't want to put the username and the password in here. Let's see what else we got. Kathleen, 3 a.m. Eastern Time. No, I mentioned that we will fix the time. It's going to be about 6 or 8 p.m. for the training webinars. Okay, it's just something that was not set up at the time we set it up. Right, let me see. Clickable links in YouTube to my landing page. Clickable links in YouTube. Well, if you've got multiple options here. Okay, I've got a video here. Let me just go into. Right, when we've got a video and we're logged into our account, what we can do is come over here to the annotations, okay? And in the annotations, we can put links within here. Just pause that. I can basically add an annotation. Usually I will do something like the speech bubble, okay? There's people that do this far, far more advanced than what I do. I keep it really simple, okay? And what you have to do is you need to have an associated website, okay? So to get an associated website, you need to tell YouTube what your website is and follow the instructions from them, okay? So my associated website is anthonyhayes.me, for example, okay? And you can see that it automatically jumps over to associated website. Then here what we can do is put in some message, click here to get my YouTube SEO cheat sheet, for example, okay? That one works very, very well. to get conversions. Just tidy that up, stretch it out a little bit. Let's make this bigger. Okay, we can move that down. We can change the color, make the background black, make the text white. And what you need to do is put in a start and end time, okay? A lot of people do this where they put different annotations at different times. Typically, I'm too lazy to do that. I just put in one. So you can see here it's got this video lasts for 1 hour and 36 minutes. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to type in for 2 hours, which it cannot be. So it just takes it to the full time of the video, the full length of the video. You can click on save, apply the changes, and it's done. Okay, so we got clickable links in here. But what's important is that we can use things like Pretty Link, where we can cloak some links. So if I come over to, let's see, I've got this little script that I have on my server called Clockwise. Now what I can do is I can take an affiliate offer, for example. There's one here for InstaBuilder and one here for Explaindio. If I click on this, you can see I've got a link that is cloaked. It's got anthonyhayes.me/recommends/Explaindio. Okay. So if I want to send people to an affiliate offer, this is all I do is I come into this little script and basically I cloak the link. Okay. You can do this with WordPress plugins as well that are free. Pretty Link doesn't. Okay, now if I come back over to my video and I want to put a link to an affiliate offer on a website that's not mine, all I need to do is use that cloaking script, and I can click on save the changes, and I'm sending somebody over to the Explaindio sales page. You can even do this for social, to get people to social share your content. There's a course inside the members area. I think it's just under a tab called course. Look at the last video. I show you how to force people to do social shares from this area here, and that we can make them give us Facebook likes and shares and tweets and stuff like that. Have a look at that course. It's actually a very, very, very good course. Okay, let's see what else. Doug, it doesn't seem to be sending images to the API. Right, then we've got to, I need to get my coder to work on that if the two capture is not working like that. I'm not sure why that would be. We can look at it again for sure. If not, then we can get LOL to do a team viewer session just to make sure that you've got, did you check your balance and stuff? I mean, check the obvious stuff anyway. And we will check today whether there's any problem with it, with the API that we work with to capture. Okay. Is Alpha SEO a good addition to Video Synd Alpha? We don't have any tool called Alpha SEO. I don't know what you mean, Randolph. We've got 3 or 4 different Alpha tools. Video Synd Alphas for video syndication. Optimization Alphas for optimizing, like the on-page optimizing stuff. We've got VideoTac Alpha, which increases views via click-through rates. Coming via Google to increase the views on videos, because it will click on the search results, find your video, watch your video, and it does the same with blogs. Okay, and we've got Bookmark Alpha, which is for bookmarking. Okay, there's nothing called Alpha SEO. They're all individual tools doing one particular thing very, very well. So if it's Optimization Alpha, you will see strategies in there that are just one click, fill in a field and click a button, that you won't see in any other tool. It's just a very, very comprehensive tool. Video syndication, you've got Video Synd Alpha. It's doing one thing. It's focusing on video syndication. Okay, right. Right, now the niche ripping link has been updated for those that are asking. Okay, let me see. ChipSift after Tony. The ChipSift offer, sorry. If you go over to my site, anthonyhayes.me, you will see there's a blog post there. I'm not putting the ChipSift offer inside the members area for Video Synd Alpha, because sometimes those offers change out very, very quickly. Sometimes they will have them open for 3 or 4 days, and then the price jumps up, or they just close the offer. I'm not sure why people would do that for a sort of a webinar promotion, but it does happen like that for some people. It's a great tool. Justin gave a great presentation. I thought he did very, very well with that one. Huge sales on it, surprisingly. But that kind of happens often when you've got an SEO crowd in the webinar, and not necessarily people who are thinking traffic conversions more. You can see in the homepage here, you can see YouTube advertising step by step. There you can get the links to go over to Justin's sales page, and you can see the replay in here as well. So just go over to anthonyhayes.me, okay, and you can see that. Okay, I'll just put that link in there for you, Tony. Okay, there you go. Right, the links in the end slides don't work. David, are we still talking about the... Oh, for the outro stuff. Hold on a second, I've got them. I don't know why, but the guy who I got to design these, he changed the links over for some reason. Let me put some links in here. I've got more to add in here because we had bought 80 graphics. I bought 80 graphics from him. So I'll put this into the chat, David, here, where you can get the links, and I'll send it to all, and I'll also put it inside the chat box, okay? We will get this updated in the members area. For some reason, he had disabled the links. I don't know why he did that from his Dropbox, but I've requested that he gives me one folder that I can just go and share with people. So there you can find about 40 outro images and about 20 thumbnail images that are niche specific, but I did get 40 thumbnails, so he's got 20 more to give me, and I'll get those fixed in the member area, okay? Right. Let's see what else we got. Scott, what kind of video is this, just for backlinking? We're talking about the webinar, Scott? I'm not sure what you mean. What's the difference between a video and a money video? John, basically a money video or money URL is the content that you want to rank, okay? It's going to be high quality content, whereas when we're using Video Synd Alpha for backlinking purposes, then we don't need we don't need very, very high quality videos. We're using them just for backlinking. All of those links that we're doing from link wheels and from the Video Synd Alpha tab, etc., those are backlinking to a money URL, okay? So for those videos, we don't want to over-optimize them. We just want to get a job done quickly, easily, that we can run some backlinks to the money URL for the purpose of making the money URL get ranked, okay? That's the one that's going to get all the backlinks. But we can do it within strategies, so we can use things like the tube link wheels first, etc., and then we can use the sharing sites for the sort of tier 2 links. Okay, so Video Synd Alpha being used as a backlinking tool gives us the opportunity to create, hundreds, thousands of accounts, and you can even use other people's videos to do the backlinking as well. But for your money URL, ideally what you want to do is you want to have a landing page. I always tell people landing page is better because I'm thinking about what to do with the traffic. I want to maximize the traffic, where some people prefer to just, rank a video from a Google Hangout or a live stream, which is fine if you want to do it that way. I just like to get people onto a landing page so I can get them into some, I can present some other marketing stuff to them when I get them off YouTube. Right, Patrick's saying, why have I got 9 options on my screen? You've got at least 19. That's because I've got the full version here, Patrick. I don't know if you've got 9 tabs, then maybe you bought just the front end or the OTO one. I'm not sure what you purchased, but in the launch there was up to OTO 2, okay? And also I've got in here the network embeds as well, which is a private sharing site network that is not available to buy right now because we're rebuilding it in a different system. We already have hundreds of people using it, and the server can crash if it gets too busy. So I can't let more people in until we have rebuilt it, okay? So that's why I've got more tabs in here. But if you purchase the front end of the OTO1, of course, then you're going to have less features. If you purchase the OTO2, then you should have something not far away from this, as far as the numbers of tabs. Okay. Will there be a replay? This is the most common question that we get on webinars. There's always going to be a replay, always. Okay, we kind of covered that inside at the first 5 minutes of the webinar. It will be on the members area. Okay. Okay, Vasilius is saying he uses something called Pinpoint to be able to create retargeting from links. We have that as well. I'm pretty sure I purchased the white label for that. Can you remind me? Let me just take a note actually, because I should. If I've still got that, then we can put an offer out for that particular tool. Really cheap, because I did buy the white label. Let me just put a note in here before I forget. Pinpoint. Yeah, that's the one that adds the retargeting pixels to a link. Yeah, I forgot about that actually. That's a great idea. Ganti, you've got 50 channels with one Gmail account. Do I have to phone verify? If you're using the software to do that, then yes, you do. But if you don't use the software, then you're going to be far, far better off. When I'm inside YouTube and I want to create a new channel, I go into this little button up here. Click on my picture up here, then go into this little button, and when I'm in this page, which is basically youtube.com/account, you can see that we can add new channels from this link down here. Create a new channel. I'll call this one Live Stream Alpha. It's going to be the next tool that comes up. Click on Other. Click on Done. Okay, I've got a channel without it asking me anything. It didn't ask me to create any phone verification. Okay, I don't know why that works for me every time and not for some other people. It could be that I use double verification with this channel, but I'm not sure how that works with the software, because I use other channels when I'm using the software. I never use my main channel. I never ever do. My main channel separately from backlinking channels. So and just never asked me for phone verification. We do have a service that builds this. LOL runs that service, and I know that he can get anything between 6 and 10 YouTube channels created without, before it asks for phone verification. So I guess it might depend where you are, Ganti. I'm not quite sure. It even might depend on what kind of account you have. Okay. So with the tool that we got in here for the Tube Networks, I was actually planning to do this video and this webinar today for Tube Networks, but my coder's been working on some sort of stabilization of the codes over the last 2 or 3 days. I need to get this one updated because I want to remove the account creator from this and have this just the saved playlists area so that you can build up lots of internal YouTube links, but you create your own channels because it's just quicker to do it by hand. You saw that it takes like 10-15 seconds. Number of upload threads, Frederick, correspond to number of proxies you're using. It just rotates between the proxies, Frederick. So if you're in the settings area here in the options and you choose to use 10 different threads, then it will just be using them like 10 different browsers, and it will rotate the IPs in between those. So if you've got 100 uploads and 10 IPs, then it's going to be doing 10 uploads for, per IP. Okay, it will just calculate itself. Let me see. I think I just skipped past the question now. Right, I've kind of got a little bit confused here with the last question where I left off. Just bear with me, guys. I'm trying to open this chat box a little bit better so I can read it better. Okay. Van signed up for VRank almost 2 minutes ago, and I still have nothing as a problem with the fulfillment. Van, you should have been redirected to a site called woofu.com, I think, or woofu.net, where there's a form there. Okay, if you have not been redirected, then just send a ticket into support@anthonyhayes.me. I set that up yesterday, and I did put in the thank you page. Actually, the thank you page should be a page on my site, anthonyhayes.me, which basically has a video there explaining what you need to do. Okay, and it's going to tell you the information you need. Then you click on another button, which will take you over to a Woofu form that you fill in. And when you fill in that form, then John gets that information, okay? So if you can either, do you have Skype? If you've got Skype, please give me your Skype 2 months ago. Well, then there's something going very, very wrong. If you send it, put your Skype ID here, I will get John to connect with you. If you put your Skype ID in here right now, then I can do this on the other screen while we're here. So if you add your Skype or add your Facebook ID, I will get John to connect with you. But you should have been taken to a page that asked you to give some information to submit a form, okay? And if you haven't submitted the form, then obviously he couldn't have got started. Usually what will happen is that they will contact people and try and get a hold of people if they haven't heard from them. But let me just send this over to John right now while we're here. Okay, guys, just bear with me a second and I can get this sorted. Okay. Let's just see. That's gone. John has that information there, so expect him to connect with you today, okay? Apologies for that. I don't know what's happened, but it should have redirected you. Right, now, Joseph, you said that on email server for marketing emails, what kind of accounts would I need? Let me see. Email server for marketing emails, what kind of accounts? If you're talking about autoresponder, then you have multiple choices. There's Aweber, there's GetResponse, etc. I like Aweber best, but I've been using it for years. I did try GetResponse, and I really don't like it. It just feels wrong to me. I'm just so used to using Aweber. You can take dollar trial probably for both or any of those, if that's what you mean. If it's something else you mean, Joseph, then put the question back in. Okay. If I buy for you, Gantis, if I buy done for me video creation of 47, cannot use it for 3 to 4 weeks. So can I buy now and use it later? Ganti, yeah, you can purchase the special offer you're talking about. We've done a special offer this weekend because for the last sort of 7 to 10 days we've been training 3 new assistants to do the VRank service. What the purpose of doing that would be that we stop making outro videos at the end of the videos that we're using for VRank so that we can get through the campaigns quicker. The biggest challenge for us when doing the VRank service is the setup, and that includes things like getting the phone verified YouTube accounts. Okay, so those extra virtual assistants have been training for the last 7 to 10 days, and now we feel they're ready. So what I decided to do was put a special offer out where you could buy the bronze package just as a one-time project and not a recurring, at half the price of what the monthly is at the moment, which is, I think the monthly right now is $97 for 80 videos, and this is just $47 for the 80 videos. It's the same service, but the only difference being we're not using outro videos at the end of the video, we're just using call to action outro slides there instead. But that's customized to you, so if you've got something that you want to put in there, like a telephone number, like a client's website or something, just connect with John, or when you fill in the form, then that's the place to put your information. And if he's stuck with anything, then he can connect with you, okay? But that offer won't be again for the VRank at that price for $47, I don't think. unless, you know, unless these guys can really, you know, turn it over, then we can just keep it at that price and run it per month. But we want to be able to sort of expand on the VRank service, because at the moment we feel it's too expensive for a lot of people. I will keep the options with the prices the way they are for the outro videos being added, because there's more work there to be done. We have to go and create those outro videos. But I want to make a cheaper option, a lower cost option, where it's just an outro image instead of an outro video, and we're working on higher volume by bringing the price down. But we won't know until, you know, we got, you know, a fair few orders from this weekend, so that we can see how well the new assistants are doing with those orders, so that we can make sure that they're able to deal with that before we roll it out in a sort of major scale. Okay. Globalmailer.com, can we offer a lifetime membership to VSA clients? You need to, I don't know what Global Mailer is. If you want to make a promotion to Video Synd Alpha clients, the best thing to do, Vasilius, is to send in information to support@anthonyhayes.me, okay? And just put for attention of Tony regarding webinar, okay? Send it to support@anthonyhayes.me, the information. I need to take a look at it, and you need to give me access to log in to go and test and see what's there, because I don't really promote stuff unless I've seen it properly myself, okay, and I've tested it myself. Joseph, where's the offer for this? If you look in your emails, I sent an email out, I think yesterday or day before. It's called VRank 50% discount subject line or something like that. If you check in your emails, you will find it. Jesse, yeah, there'll be a webinar. There'll be a webinar replay. Yeah, it will be there. And Ganti, yeah, you can buy it now and use it later. Yes, you can. You can do that. Buy it now, use it later. Just connect with John on Facebook and tell him that you purchased and that you will you will send the details later. You're not ready to yet, but you didn't want to let the offer countdown disappear. That's fine. You can do that. Will you add the training to members area? Yes. This is the most common question I get, and you'll be surprised how many times people ask, is there a replay? Where will it be? And will it be in a member? Every time there will be replays, every single time, and it's always going to be in the members area, Jesse, okay? What we will do as well, we will also put another copy of that webinar onto my blog. I'll put another post, just I'll call it Video Synd Alpha Webinars 2016, and you can find it there as well, okay? Right, why is my menu on the left different from yours? Isn't VSA supposed to update automatically or show the version? Well, I have gotten here the full version of Video Synd Alpha. I don't know if you purchased just the front end or the front end and the OTO1, or if you purchased the OTO2, okay? If you don't have these in order the way that I've got them here, it might be because you've got them in, you might have the Video Synd Alpha sort of exe file down here in your taskbar. The easiest way to do it is if you're in Windows 8 or above, just click on your little Windows thing over here and type in Video Synd Alpha. When it comes up, click on it from here, okay? Don't do it from taskbar, and if there's any updates, it will ask you if you want to update, and then you will have the tabs that you purchased, okay? And that should be pretty much close to what I've got here if you bought the OTO2, okay? Can you give the Facebook group name again? What is the Facebook group name? Need to go into the member area. Get that. I never go into the Facebook group, guys. It's just not my kind of thing. It's not been avoiding or anything like that. It's just Facebook and me. I don't fit into Facebook. I don't have that kind of personality for that website. It just sucks up my time, and you get asked the same questions again and again and again. I rather do weekly webinars with my list than go into Facebook. That's why I employ John to take care of that. He's got the personality better suited to that. If you go into videosyndalpha.com downloads and you scroll down, then you can see down here there's a banner at the bottom, okay? And you can get to the Facebook group in here. And I'll just put that link in there for you. There we go. Do we have a special VSA page to buy IFTTT? No, it's kind of needing a couple of tweaks in it for this week, but when it's done, then what I'll do is I'll put a special offer out, okay? It's still working for creating accounts and doing some of the accounts, but some of those sites need tweaked. A couple of them are not working, so I just need to be able to get that updated a little bit, then we can put an offer out, okay? It's a membership area you can log into. Yeah. Well, there's no login. I don't put logins in my membership areas, ever, okay? Sounds a little bit weird, but, you know, people can download the software unless you've got the license key, it's not going to work. And all the training inside, all my training is free anyway, more or less, so I don't really care. There's no logins. We don't get any issues in support saying people have saying I can't log in. I just leave it open, okay? Yeah, Facebook is productivity killer. It's not just that as well, Ganti. It's just you get different types of personalities and different levels of experience and different levels of politeness as well. And some people can be just, they just get my back up. I haven't got that kind of personality. I'd just rather do the webinars and give good training. Give, you know, when they get access to me, then you're getting something of value. And I can do that for once, twice, 3 times a week, and it's easier for me to do the engagement that way. Right, now let me see. I'm not seeing any more questions. If you sent in a question and it hasn't been answered, if you could simply copy and paste it again, because something got messed up when I was trying to follow the questions, and I don't know if I've answered all because there's a whole bunch of questions in here. I might have missed 1 or 2. So if your question has not been answered, you can simply copy and paste it back into the question box, and I will see it now, okay? Andrew, what video editing software for a PC? I use just Camtasia. I don't use any of these other tools like Video Maker FX and Explaindio. The reason is I just don't have the time to go and learn them, okay? If I want a video like that, I will go and buy it from somebody else who's better at doing it, who's been through that learning curve. You can find them on Fiverr, etc. But for what I do, I mean, it's everything that I do is basically training. If it's going to be anything different, then I will go and buy it from somewhere like a whiteboard video on Fiverr. But for the most part, most of my videos on here are just done with Camtasia. Okay. How do I get started with Video Synd Alpha? Okay, you go to the you go to the tutorial videos. You need to go to the tutorial videos, okay? And you need to start from video 1 and go all the way down. They're in order. The videos are. I've even changed the sequence of the tabs in the left-hand side to fit the tutorial videos, okay? So if you want to learn how to do the settings, okay, you can probably guess. I mean, there's nothing confusing here, but you can watch the video on that. If you want to understand about proxies, watch video 2. If you want to understand about how to create accounts, watch video 3, etc. So if you just go through one by one on the videos, most of this you can do yourself. There's nothing hard. Really, really nothing hard here. At least complicated, but it's not. It's just fill in a field, click on the start button most of the time. Let me see. Paul, can I go over the VSA price and the OTO's price? Well, the launch is now closed, Paul. All we got now is to buy on a different platform. When I do a launch, I have partners in that launch, and they help me to get traffic via bringing in affiliates and JVs, etc. I'm not the kind of person to go and mix with affiliates and JVs. They annoy me too. So I'm kind of in the background, and when I do a sort of big JV Zoo launch, I pull in people like Robert and Joshua and Craig Crawford, etc. They go and get the traffic to the sales page. So what I do with that is I keep the offer open usually for about a week, then I might extend it for a few days. If you want to get Video Synd Alpha now, you need to go and purchase it from, let me just see if we can find the link. And it's just the sort of full version that's available now. There's no front end in OTO1, it's just for the OTO2 version. I'll get the link for you though. Okay. Sorry, just bear with me, guys. I need to find this link. I think that's it. And what I've done is I'll keep this price for another week or so on here, which is the equivalent of purchasing the front end, the OTO1 and the OTO2, okay? I think on the launch, the OTO1 and OTO2 were $67 each, so that would come to $134, and the front end, if I'm not mistaken, was around $40. So it's going to be pretty much the same. Damn it, come on. Okay, bear with me, I just got something sticking when I'm trying to move the tabs around here. Here's the link where you can get Video Synd Alpha now, okay? And it's priced at $175. You get to a computer license. So it's pretty much the same. I think there's $1 difference from what was in the actual launch. We're not releasing again the same way as it was before with the front end and OTO1. Right, John, unclear how creating videos for backlinking purposes work. Isn't the goal to rank your video up? How does it creating hundreds of copies of the same video help? Right, okay. With any content that you create, that you want to get ranked, you need to get backlinks, John, okay? The easiest way to get backlinks is to use automation, software. There are many, many different automation backlinking softwares. Okay, you can get things that will do social bookmarks, you can get tools that will do article posting, you can get tools that will do video sharing site like Video Synd Alpha. And there's only 2 or 3 that do the video sharing site syndication. And you've got, bunch of services on places like Fiverr.com where you go and buy backlinks for the purpose of ranking your best content, okay? When you're doing videos for backlinking, then basically those videos, although they still have to be reasonable quality, we're just using them for the purpose of giving relevant backlinks, okay? When we look at Google search sort of algorithm stuff, when we sort of try and analyze it, the things that we know that is very, very important is getting backlinks. Those backlinks should be relevant, and the authority of the sites or the place where it's getting backlinks from are very, very important, okay? So that's just 3, and it goes much, much deeper than that, but that's just 3 of the basics. If I've got a video that I'm putting into authority websites that is about, there's around the topic that I'm backlinking to my money URL, whether that money URL is a video or whether that money URL is a landing page, then I'm getting relevant backlinks from authority site, okay? So I've got all those 3 elements at one time. Now, if you're unclear on how to create videos for backlinking purposes, basically what you can do is you can just use the download tool on here just to grab somebody else's video and re-upload it into all those different accounts, okay? If you want to do it like that, you can do it like that. There's not a problem. The difference between videos for backlinking and videos for your money URL, if I've got a video that's high quality that I want to get ranked, and then I need to get backlinks to that video. If I want to do backlinks, I can choose to do backlinks via using other videos. That's what Video Synd Alpha does. And you can do a lot of stuff apart from just the video backlinks. You can be doing a whole bunch of stuff with the RSS Extreme, for example, the Web 2.0 embeds, the network embeds, if you've got that sort of version of the tool. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, then you really need to go through the tutorial videos, and there's also a case study inside the members area as well. So if you go through the videos, it will become clear to you, okay? But any piece of content you want to get ranked, you're going to need to backlink. There's multiple different ways you can backlink. This tool does it basically with video syndication. So those videos that we use for backlinking purposes, they don't have to be great quality. We are just doing it for getting relevant backlinks from authority sites, okay? Let's see. Okay, you now got the new update installed, and now your settings have gone. what settings? Did you lose your campaigns, or is it just the settings for your proxies and stuff? Sometimes that happens. That's one of the things he's been working on this week, so that we can get a more stable to keep all those previously installed information. Clockwise, I don't know how much it costs, Ganti. I don't think it was much. I think you can find somebody on Fiverr that will sell a cloaking script, and you'll get it for $5. Okay, it would be cheaper to get it from there. Otherwise, you can use PrettyLink WordPress plugin. That works just as well. For Vasilius, once account creation is done, in what order would you recommend using the strategies? Okay, everything is in order. Vasilius, everything is in order here. Do your settings, add your proxies if you want to use proxies, create accounts. Next thing I do, I put in the competition analyzer here. If you want to target something, give it a little bit of analysis. At least get an idea for the first sort of 10, 20 videos that's on YouTube. Okay, run this, just put your main keyword through here, just to get an idea what you're up against. You want to see how many backlinks, you want to see the socials and stuff that's happening. You want to be able to see the keywords and stuff that they're using, the kind of titles that they're using. If you want to copy any of the information, just right click on any of these results. You can copy title, description, keywords, and you can even open the URL in another browser. Okay, so I use the competition analyzer just to give me some brief information that I can see. If you don't want to make your own video, then use the downloader next. Okay, everything is in order here. Okay, so you can either put in a video URL from here, or if you see a video from the competition analyzer, you can simply checkbox it and click on download if you want to. Okay, you can do that too. Right, then next, after I've done that, the next thing I will do is I will set up the long tail alpha. Because when I'm syndicating videos, I want to be using this. It's giving me highly relevant titles, commercial intent keywords at the same time, and all of that came from Google. I get all of that information from Google. If you watch the last webinar, then, or if you watch the long tail alpha tutorial inside the member area, then you'll be able to see how to do this, how to set this up. This is hugely important for me, really, really, really hugely important, because this replaces anchor text as far as I'm concerned, using this kind of strategy, where we would be using anchor text with, you know, variations of relevant sort of keywords and stuff like that, and sometimes we're using generic keywords. I think this way is far, far better, because everything is relevant, everything is completely different as well, and everything is commercial intent. To me, this makes more sense. Okay, so I always use the long tail alpha, and then I will go and do tube link rows. Okay, I'm not sure what's happened here. There was only one of these got uploaded for some reason. I need to test this again after. So what I'll do is I will do the tube link rows, and then I will do the video Synd alpha. Everything is in order. Okay, everything in here is in order. Once you've done your tube link rows for the money URL, I import from the YouTube link row by clicking in here. Okay, if I've got some URLs posted, then it will pull it in automatically. Okay, then the next thing, if you want to do additional bookmarks, you can, but in the video Synd alpha tab, you have an option here to make it automated, as long as you have accounts. Okay, and then next, the RSS Extreme, the Web 2 embeds, everything is in order. Everything here in order of use. Right, let's see what else we've got in here. Stepping, using proxies only when creating accounts. Pretty much, don't use proxies when you're using YouTube. That's probably what's happened here, actually. Let me see if I got proxies in here. That is what's happened in here. Don't use proxies when using YouTube, okay? Delete the proxies before you run the tube link rows. If you're creating, because this is going to be assigned, this Gmail account will flag a warning if I'm logging in from a different IP. That's what's happened here. That's why I'm not getting these videos posted, because there's probably been a warning come from Google. If I log into that account, it's going to say there's been an unauthorized attempt to log into your account from a different location. Okay, so when you're using YouTube link rows, make sure that you don't have any proxies. Use the proxies for creating accounts, yeah, pretty much, and for the posting, doesn't really matter too much, except for the tube link rows. Make sure you're not using any proxies at all. All right, let me see what else. Paul just got Viditac Alpha, IFTTT, and tube optimization. Lovely stuff. Thank you very much, Paul. You're going to find with IFTTT, there's going to have an update in the next sort of, I would say 3 weeks maximum. Is going to be much, much better. Some accounts are now in IFTTT that are not yet in IFTTT Backlink Commando, but they're in IFTTT.com. It needs an update, so just be patient with us on that one. We're working on some other stuff right now in the background that's going to benefit everybody long term. IFTTT Alpha, for the VidAttack Alpha, make sure that you use good quality proxies, okay? Most of the problems that we're seeing in support for VidAttack Alpha is because they're using not very good proxies, okay? Use good quality proxies for VidAttack Alpha, and the good thing about VidAttack Alpha strategy is if there's other people in the Facebook group who are saying, you know, who are using VidAttack Alpha and they've kind of maxed out the use of their proxies for watching those videos, you can swap your proxies over. And you can use his and he can use yours, for example, and just go and watch a whole bunch of different videos. The way that the tool works is that it's going to go and view videos. So if you view a video, you know, again and again and again from the same IP, it starts to become less effective. Okay, but if you change, you know, or swap out your proxies with other people, then you get the benefit that way. Okay. Lawrence, is OTO 1 and OTO 2 still available? No, we have closed the launch, but what I have done is I put a special web page up, sales page up, where you can buy the OTO 2 version of Video Synd Alpha. I'll put it into the chat box in here. Okay. So nobody will be able to get Video Synd Alpha at those prices ever again, guys. You've got a good deal. If you purchased it, then you've got a very, very, very good deal. Joseph, just follow the link inside the chat box in here that I've put in if you want to get Video Synd Alpha. I'll keep this price up for about another week, and then we will put the price, we'll increase the price again back to what it was before. That was $197 for 1 computer license and $297 for 2 computer license. Okay. Paul, connect with me in the support. We will sort you out for the 21st. Okay. Just connect with me in the support. Just put attention Tony regarding webinar. Okay. I'll put attention Stephanie regarding webinar. She will ask me what that's about. That's my daughter, and I will tell her what to do. Okay. Could you give me a link? Lawrence, I just put a link in the chat box, my friend. It's there. So to be clear, when I'm using Video Synd Alpha and upload other people's videos, I don't care if they're ranked #1 or not. I'm just using them for backlink into the actual video I want to rank. John, exactly. Yes, yes. That's what you do. And what we've done with this, if we look into one more time into the Video Synd Alpha tab in the options, it's not just the video syndication. Okay. Once you've created your accounts and you added your accounts in here, whether you want to use let's see, let's take another example. If you want to use video sharing site accounts, you can create these very quickly, very easily, but don't forget the options inside your campaign settings, inside your project settings. Make sure you've got automated pinging, indexing, that you do the link wheel, and that you auto spin the video. Whether you do the link wheel or not is entirely up to you. Sometimes I don't use them. If you're using the long tail alpha, it will help a lot. I'm telling you, it really does work. But also, if you've got social bookmark accounts, which you can do from the social bookmarker, just go into the accounts, click on bulk accounts creator, and just choose how many accounts you want to create, and just click the button, and it will create it. So that when we're in the Video Synd Alpha, we can automate everything here. We've got a whole sort of wizard going on here that does everything for us. So it's not just uploading other videos for the purpose of backlinking. We actually social bookmarking them. This is what we call tiered linking. They're getting links from social bookmarks. They're getting links from indexes and stuff like that as well. So make sure you do fill in the settings for every single project or campaign. Right, let's see. Joseph, for local client reviews, lead gen marketing. Let's cover this in a different webinar, Joseph, okay? Because I'm not prepared for it. If I'm going to do a training on that, then what I want to do is prepare it nicely and give you a nice strategy to walk away with some, things that you can use, things that you can just take and use. inside those links that I sent earlier in the chat box is some thumbnail images. You got in there some local niches as well that you can use those thumbnails for as well, so they might be quite helpful. But I will cover it, Joseph, but just not today, okay? If I'm going to cover local lead generation with video marketing, then I will do a whole webinar on that, because it's not something you can just run through in 5 minutes, okay? We will be covering many different things, and I've actually got a tool that's very good for that as well, which is a web-based tool that creates lead generation pages in less than 60 seconds, and it's a real good thing to give away or to use as a lead generation tool to get clients to come and use your services. Okay, so that would be a completely different webinar on its own, and it probably would be about 2 hours in that webinar as well. It's not something we can cover quickly. But there's a lot we can do with Video Synd Alpha and lead generation, but we do need some additional strategies to use, marketing strategies, not SEO strategies, but marketing stuff. Let's see what else. IFTTT Commander, looking forward to it. So am I, and I've been waiting for those to get done for quite a long time. There's new sites in IFTTT. There's Weebly, there's Pinterest is now there. There's Medium in there as well. There's a lot we can do more with that tool. It needs to be done pretty quickly, actually. Okay, Joseph, you got shut out of OTO2. Just need to find out OTO2. Joseph, send email for attention Stephanie regarding webinar, and she will contact me and she will say what's this about, and I will tell her what to do. Okay, and we can get you sorted. Lawrence, just want you've got the basic VSA but just want the OTOs. Send an email to support@anthonyhayes.me for attention Stephanie regarding webinar. She will connect with me. Just basically put in the exact comments that you've done here. You don't need to write a whole paragraph. Just copy and paste what you've wrote here and we will understand it. Vasilius, just reopen VSA and all strategies are in order. Okay, so that's good. Are you going to integrate SyndWire? Why would I integrate SyndWire? I get asked this question very often, and my answer is always why. Why would I do that? There's no reason to integrate SyndWire. Video Synd Alpha is far more comprehensive than SyndWire, and we create accounts. Okay. Do you want to do tiered linking with Web 2.0? You can do that here. We have that built in. Okay. We have that built in with the Web 2.0 embeds. And we can also do this with the long tail alpha. We can also automatically social bookmark those Web 2 embeds. What has SyndWire got that Video Synd Alpha has not got? Nothing. Okay, switch it the other way, something, quite a lot. Okay, this is far more comprehensive. Don't get fooled by, you know, some of the marketing goes on with some of these big name affiliates and stuff like that. That is not a better tool than Video Synd Alpha. I guarantee you that. Okay, this is a very comprehensive tool in here, and it does a lot of stuff very well. Okay, we've got one-click bulk account creation. You can create thousands of accounts. We don't have to go and get those accounts on Fiverr, then import them and all that kind of stuff. And we've got far more matured strategies in here for the SEO. Long tail alpha, nobody else has got that. Nobody else in the world has got that. That strategy with this technology gives you an advantage over just about everything. Okay, with all the stuff you got in here with the RSS Extreme, with the video syndication, we don't need SyndWire in here. What SyndWire does not fit in here. It does not fit in here. We've already got better in here. Okay, right now, a SyndWire instead of OnlyWire. Well, SyndWire is doing what? Social bookmarking. We have social bookmarker in here. We don't need it. We're working on the numbers again. All we need to do, social bookmarker, come over. Choose how many accounts you want to create. If you want to go and create 150 profiles, just make sure you've got the captures and the properties, put a time delay in between, and bang, you can use that. The OnlyWire is there because OnlyWire people like to use. There's a lot of people that we actually took it out before and they said, can you please put it back in? OnlyWire most people are using for the purpose of, let's say there are profiles that are real profiles, not just for backlinking purposes. So for example, that will have their real Twitter, it will have their real Facebook, it will have their real StumbleUpon accounts and stuff like that. And people just like to use OnlyWire because you know, something that they're used to being using for quite a long time, or maybe they got someone on Fiverr to go and create an account and they're paying monthly or yearly, I think about $45 for 1,000 links a month. So people just want to use up the links that they purchased. OnlyWire has got its own place, but OnlyWire and SyndWire cannot be compared either, because SyndWire is doing so much more than OnlyWire when it comes to the backlinking kind of stuff. OnlyWire is really just for authority accounts, your own sort of authority profile accounts, where it's more personal and more business related, and it's more focused on branding and stuff like that. That's what OnlyWire really should be used for. But when it comes to the backlinking stuff, there's no place for SyndWire in here. Absolutely no place. We do everything SyndWire does and more. Okay, so we don't need it right now. Let's see, Vasilius, yeah, SyndWire is old. I'm not sure if it's old. I'm not being disrespectful to them, but I see this come up many times, this question, and it kind of gets me a little bit nuts, because people got to understand what you have here is far more advanced, and it's at less cost as well. You can just go and create accounts. You don't need to import. You don't have to run over to Fiverr. Then you don't have to go through a learning curve. How do I do this and pull this and that? With this, you're just clicking a damn button most of the time. Fill in the fields like you would do on YouTube and click the damn button. Go for it. And with thousands of accounts, so much better. Use the long tail alpha. Go through the videos, guys. Learn how to use this. You got something extremely powerful. And I'm not finished with the updates with this yet. I've still got more to add in here. Okay. Why do we have OnlyWire? Because a lot of people just like it. They ask for OnlyWire. Paul, that's as simple as that. I did take it out before from other tools, and people says, please, can you put it back? Okay, fine. People like to use it. So if there's, you know, if we have the code already sitting there, it's already coded and people ask for it, I'll put it in. You know, I don't need to hold stuff back if it's there and it's not going to be used otherwise. Have it, you know. Let's see. Okay, I've done 15 videos here promotion. I've seen no change in rankings of videos. What am I doing wrong? David, you need to connect. Okay. I don't know what your promotions are, what promotions you've done. I don't know what steps you have taken. What you need to do, if you send me a screenshot of the tabs that you used, okay, send it to support@anthonyhayes.me. Also, go into the Facebook group and ask that question in the Facebook group. John and other people will be there to help you, okay? There's a lot of people using Video Synd Alpha every single day, hundreds of people, maybe even thousands by now, who are using Video Synd Alpha every single day to get rankings, okay? Don't be afraid to ask questions in the Facebook group, but think before you ask. People will say, well, what did you do? So grab some screenshots of your campaigns that you've done. Grab screenshots of your selling. Somebody will jump in and try to help you, okay? But Video Synd Alpha works. I mean, how can it not work? It's got so much built into it. It's a backlinking machine. It has to work. You've just got to use it in a way that's going to make sense. So if you've set up 15 campaigns and you haven't seen any change in rankings, then I'm finding that hard to believe unless the settings haven't been done properly, unless you haven't set up your campaigns properly, unless maybe that you've got a very competitive niche. Until I see what you've done, I can't know. Okay. How do we check our videos for the backlinks? You can simply go over to the competition analyzer in here. If you know what your video is, maybe you can just put in the video code in here. I'm pretty sure that would work. Let's try it. Let's see if we can do that. So I've got this video here. That's not a video. What am I talking about? I've got this video here. Okay, you can see up here we've got youtube.com and it's got our /watch, etc. Grab that code, that video code in here. I haven't tried this before, it's just a hunch. It should work. If I put this in here, just that video code, and I bring that down to, let's put it at 1, and stat analysis, it should be able to pull in that video, I would imagine, and then we can get the whole data on it, how many backlinks and stuff like that. We have another tool, our sort of ranking tool in Optimization Alpha. Yeah, so I just put in the video code and it's pulled that back. You can see so far that webinar replay. I just uploaded that this morning. It's got 14 views, 2 likes, 2 hours ago it was uploaded, etc. Okay, and then you'll be able to see later how many backlinks and stuff it's got. When obviously it's 2 hours ago put up. I haven't sent any backlinks to it. So that's one way you could do it, okay? And you can get all that information. Just put in the code from the video. If you don't know how to do that, I'll show you one more time. Come over to your video, and you will see after the V equals and before the AND character, you got a sort of string of letters and numbers. Copy that, put it into the competition analyzer, bring it down to number of videos being 1, and it will pull that information back. You can see all your social shares and stuff. Okay, it's pretty cool. Okay, David, launch jacking. Oh, David, you got to know the strategies for launch jacking. There's specific ways to do this. You know, I've done launch jacking where if you get off to an early start with just a Google News post, that it's really hard to bump it off. There's multiple different strategies for launch jacking. When you're doing launch jacking, I don't particularly think that doing video marketing for SEO is the most effective way to do that. Launch jacking doesn't mean just video marketing, okay? I have a tool coming out in about 2 weeks, hopefully, and it will take that kind of strategy to a whole different level. What I would suggest anybody does with launch jacking is to find good products that are evergreen, okay? Start building a list, start building retargeting lists as well, okay? And we can be using things like Facebook advertising. We can be using some stuff like what do you call it when we put our links on top of other people's websites? God, it's gone right off my head. It's gone out of my head already. You know, there's multiple things that we can use, multiple strategies. It's not just video marketing. It's not just video marketing. What we want to be able to do is to get that traffic back again and again and again. And what we need to be able to do that is we need to be able to understand the mentality and the marketing elements of that, so that it's not just about ranking videos. We rank videos to get traffic. What we want to do is be able to get that traffic converting, okay? Traffic is the number one thing now. For anything we do with affiliate marketing, the number one priority is traffic, okay? With traffic, then we can test. We need to have traffic before we can do anything, whether you're going to get a success with video marketing or whether you're going to get success with Facebook advertising. Got to remember in launch jacking that a lot of people understand SEO. There's a lot of people fighting for the same kind of places within the top sort of 10 rankings and stuff. You've got to look at your headlines. They've got to be good for launch jacking. You've got to start a little bit early as well. You want to ramp up the amount of backlinks the day before of a launch, okay? The day of a launch, you want to keep them consistently happening. You can do that with tools like Video Synd Alpha, but there's other strategies within strategies for launch jacking that, you know, if I was to do launch jacking today, I wouldn't be doing it with video marketing unless I was doing Facebook ads with video, okay? I would be building a list. I would be building retargeting lists as well. I'd be giving away free offers. I'd be doing great bonuses. I'd make sure that my headlines are very, very compelling to get people to do that click first, just so that I could get them retargeted, okay? And then I would be making my sales, and far, far more sales than I could do with SEO. Far more sales than I could do with SEO. But we will cover all this kind of stuff. This is going to be part of the training stuff coming up. After we've done the training webinars for Video Synd Alpha on how to use it, we get into other stuff after that, all the other marketing stuff and strategies and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. I like doing that. I like teaching that, and I think, you know, as long as we can get people taking action, they're going to see results. And we will do case studies as well, which is cool. Right, James, you have YouTube Live Commando. Is it still a tool to use? Yeah, it's just been updated. I think last week we updated it, James. It's still working. And we updated the code base for the YouTube live events uploader, streaming. Okay, so yes, it's still working. Right now. Overlaying and pop-ups. No, I wasn't thinking about that. What was I thinking about? Click jacking. Click jacking. Click jacking is a very, very, very good way to do this. To be able to get people. The purpose of click jacking for me is when we go and use something like Sniply. I don't know if you're familiar with Sniply. It's a free website that you can use, where you can put in a link for an authority site like Real SEO or Moz.com or something like that, any authority site. You can do it with Huffington Post links or whatever, but you put your own marketing elements on top of that page. It creates an iframe. Okay, so people click on a story or content, a link to content they think is done by an authority site. When they get there, they will see that it's not actually gone straight over to that authority site with their URL. What we've done is we've created an iframe, okay, and on top of that page, where we can put some kind of social locker there, or we can put an opt-in form, we can put a video there, and so watch a video or opt in to get the rest of the content. The good thing about using that strategy is not to force people into social locking or stuff like that, but to put the retargeting, okay? That kind of strategy will work really, really, really well to be able to build up an audience for doing things like launch jacking. And then when you're doing launch jacking, don't go for those JVZoo launches. Don't go for those. They're very, very low cost. Go for some of the bigger ones. Go for a sort of broader market where there's a lot of what we call meat in the funnel, so that when you're making those sales, that you're going to be making hundreds of dollars. Okay. When you see those JVZoo launches and you can see your inbox is getting hammered with all these affiliates, okay, they're all scratching each other's backs. They're all emailing for each other. You know, people just email for each other so that they get people to email for them later when they've got a new launch coming out. It gets very, very, very competitive. You get a lot of hype around these launches. You get a lot of people that are promoting for them as well. Not always can you make a lot of money on them because there's so much competition. But when people are trying to do it via video marketing and via SEO, it just becomes so much harder because so many other people are doing it. When you're trying to do it with a retargeting list, okay, when you're doing retargeting with Facebook ads or YouTube ads, then it becomes more powerful because you've got a unique list of people already cookied, interested in a particular topic. That traffic is really cheap, really, really cheap. It's going to be cheaper than buying backlinks on Fiverr, for example. Okay, you can do so much more with this retargeting. We'll get into that. We'll do a whole. I might even do a whole course on that in the next sort of few weeks. But I've got the other two to do first. But try and get a Google News link. If you've got mass media SEO packages, you do have sort of Google News links immediately that you make a post. But I've tried it. I've tested it, and if you start off very, very early, it's very hard to remove you, especially if you've got a Google News link, because that gets syndicated as well. Okay, right. David, headlines, really, really, really important because, well, you can, in Optimization Alpha, we actually got a tool that helps on that, but if you go over to, let's see, if you go and search on Google for headline generator, for example, let's go and see if we can find one. What you'll notice is, with especially launch jacking, they're all using the same headlines. You know, product name, review, sometimes product name, vendor name, review, that kind of stuff. It's really boring. Really, really, really boring. Headline generator, let's see. Let's see this one here. That looks like a new one from Sumo Me. This guy is very, very smart. The guy that runs Sumo Me. He's very, very, very smart. Okay, so what you can see is here's like numbered list, how-tos, and stuff like that. This is a new one. I haven't seen this one before. And you can click on any of these. So you can just put in your main keywords in here. So it'd be like the how-to headline, how to make money online, the ultimate guide headline, the ultimate guide to make money online. This is actually very good too. I haven't seen this one before. There's other ones as well. If you just go through this one here, Tweaker Biz, okay. If I go over here and I put a product name in here, I'll put in, say, for example, Video Synd Alpha. Click on the submit, and you get a whole bunch of stuff coming back. How 5 things will change the way you approach Video Synd Alpha, okay. Doesn't make grammatical sense, but it's easy to tweak to make sense. Okay, when people are searching for buying Video Synd Alpha, if you're doing a launch jacking, a headline like this will pique their interest. rather than Video Synd Alpha, honest review, Video Synd Alpha, don't buy, scam, whatever, all that kind of stuff that you see on YouTube, etc. You know, everybody's doing the same stuff. What differentiates clicking on your video or your content, unless you've got something that looks interesting? Where if you've got a headline like this, how 5 things will change the way that you use Video Synd Alpha, they will say, oh, that looks interesting, let me go and find out what that is. Okay? Just think about it, you know, differentiate yourself, just become a superior marketer to the people that are just doing the SEO stuff. Because the SEO stuff is not marketing, that is just for traffic to get SEO, but unless you've got conversions and click-throughs and retargeting and stuff, then you're making things so much harder, okay? Where do you find launches? Well, you can find stuff just by being on other people's lists. There's a whole, pardon me, there's a whole bunch of websites like jvnotifypro.com. You can check over there. I used to have a list of them somewhere. I can't remember anymore where they all are. Just put in JV Notify Pro. You will see some launches that are not JVZoo type of launches. Okay, where they're kind of more cost for buying those tools. Okay, with the JVZoo stuff, you know, sometimes it's priced like $37, $47. You can make $17 in the front end, and then you're going to make less than an OTO because your conversion rates come down and stuff. Okay, if you want to rank one video just for a local business, say tax accountant per tire, do you need to make multiple videos? No, you can use just the one poll. That's the beauty of Video Synd Alpha. It changes the video size in between every single upload. What you can do in here, let's come over to the Video Synd Alpha tab, where you can see in the options area when we create a project that this one here to auto spin the videos before uploading, right? So when we come over to the video itself and we go to add the video, if you've got a bunch of different thumbnails created, you can make the video look completely different. Now with those outro images, you can actually use them for the thumbnails as well. Because they're just being used for backlinking, we don't really care. Just make sure that your money URL, okay, your money URL is not the same on the same account as these videos where you're uploading, okay? Make sure you're using separate accounts, separate Gmail accounts, etc. for any YouTube linking that you're doing to your money URL. And we can put in the outro images, we can put in the location in here as well. So just make sure that you have got things to make the video look a little bit different, as well as the software will change the size of the video in between every upload. You can use the spin tags to change your headlines out. And for that kind of situation where you want to be doing geotargeting for an accountant in Patia, for example, the long tail alpha will become really useful there. It becomes really, really powerful for the local marketing, although you can use it for affiliate marketing too. Right, guarantee the non-IM and make money niches. I'm sure that ClickBank have something that to notify, and there must be something that you can put in an RSS feed with ClickBank to see what's coming up, or some websites. I don't really follow those kind of niches very much. I'm just stuck in making tools and stuff like that. I'm not really doing so much anymore with that kind of stuff. Okay, what's the link again for the outro videos? In the chat box I put in here, you can see the chat box here. I don't know how that appears to you guys, but all the links are already in here. So you can just go over there and get them, yeah? Right, so I think we can probably just wrap it up now, guys, okay? It's been about an hour or so probably, and we will do some more training webinars on Video Synd Alpha. We've still got to do one for the Tube networks, or for the Tube YouTube channel networks, when the software is updated. And you know, we'll probably do one more Q&A on Video Synd Alpha too as well. But I'd really want to get into the other stuff, the marketing webinars now, to show you how to monetize. So you need to see Video Synd Alpha as a tool for getting backlinks for the purpose of doing SEO. The purpose of SEO is to get traffic. What do we do with the traffic? Okay, this is going into another sort of level of marketing now, so that it's not just page one stuff. How do we monetize? How do we build lists? How do we make assets from using tools like Video Synd Alpha. That's what I really want to get into as soon as possible. Okay, so the niche ripping webinar on the 19th is the first of those. Then we have another webinar on the 26th. By the time we've done those 2 webinars, I will have opened your eyes to a whole bunch of possibilities that you're probably not even thinking about right now, and how to create assets instead of just like, you know, page 1 rankings that you run into Facebook groups and say, hey, look, I've got page 1. So what? It doesn't matter. Are you making money? Are you converting? Are you testing? Are you increasing your conversions? What good is it doing to you monetarily? Is it giving for monetization? Is it giving you money? Is it giving? Are you in a hobby, or have you created a business? That's what I want to get you to. I want to get you to that point where you're thinking about that, so that these tools make a lot of sense to you. How to use them, when to use them, what ways to use them, and it's not just about the SEO stuff. It's about putting the marketing elements in place first, building assets, and building monetization that you can sell on, or just keep making a recurring income. Okay, so I want to get you into that kind of stuff as soon as possible, but we will do another 1 or 2 Video Synd Alpha webinars for the actual training of the stuff. If you're still at the point where you don't know how to use the tool, then apologies, but you really need to go and watch the video tutorials. You can go into the Facebook group as well, okay, and you can ask questions in there. Those guys are there all the time. There's a whole bunch of people happy to help. John is there, and if you need any support, like technical support, just send an email to support@anthonyhayes.me, and we will get LOL to help you. If you can't install or something is not working right, he will take a look for you. Okay, right, guys, thank you for your time. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks, bye.